Warren Buffett has said that AI is worse than nuclear weapons. The 95-year-old investor has survived more trouble than most nations, but now he's raising the red flag on artificial intelligence, calling it as powerful and potentially harmful as the atomic bomb. He isn't just warning people, he's positioning himself for what comes next, because he thinks we're entering a world where mistakes spread faster than humans can correct them. And stick around, because we'll reveal where he's parking his billions and what that tells you about what he thinks is coming. Buffett was born in August 1930, just as the world was falling apart. The 1929 stock market crash had already happened, dropping America into the Great Depression. The Dow Jones lost 89% of its value, factories closed down, and unemployment jumped to 25% by 1933. Banks failed, wiping out savings for millions, meaning people lost their homes, farms, and hope. This era shaped Buffett. He grew up watching adults lose everything overnight: jobs, homes, and savings. And while other kids played outside, he obsessed over numbers. He sold small things for small profits, bought his first stock at 11, and learned early that panic doesn't just hurt people, it breaks systems. The lesson? Focus on growing what you can control. Invest in economic moats, businesses with lasting advantages, like toll roads everyone must use or brands like Coke that people buy all the time. These endure crashes because humans need the basics no matter what. Fast forward to AI, and Buffett sees a threat to the base. He's not anti-tech, but he spots risks where others see only upside. AI could do normal jobs, from factory assembly lines to office data entry, leaving millions out of work. That alone would be disruptive, but it could also shatter trust. Just as the Great Depression destroyed faith in banks, AI might fake information, identities, or even markets. Deepfakes could spread lies faster than the truth could catch up. If banking news or personal data could be faked by machines, Buffett's whole investing philosophy of buying trustworthy companies crumbles. He said AI has a huge chance for harm, especially in making scams and errors bigger. And this is where it gets worse, because losing jobs is bad, but losing trust is how societies unravel. His time in the military drove this home. He served until 1956, including short times in New York, handling payroll duties. He worked through endless paperwork by hand. One misplaced decimal could mess up pay for hundreds of soldiers or send them to the wrong base. And the slowness was the safety feature. A boss could spot a mistake and fix it. Humans have a built-in pause button. AI doesn't. It processes at light speed, 24/7 without second thoughts. Buffett worries about this in modern markets, where programs trade stocks in tiny bits of a second. Remember the 2010 flash crash? The Dow fell 1,000 points in 10 minutes due to a trading error, and then it bounced back. With AI, such errors could spread globally before humans intervene. Buffett is famous for saying it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. In an AI world, make that 5 seconds. Programs could share mistakes across borders, crashing economies. Buffett describes AI as a magical helper that gives you what you ask for without understanding the full story or the consequences. It's fast, it's powerful, but it is blind to humanity. And when something powerful is blind, it doesn't just make mistakes, it multiplies them. This fear ties directly to his memories of the atomic bomb. Buffett was just 14 when the US dropped nukes on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August of 1945. He watched the world transform from factory power, building tanks and planes, to science leaders, with physicists like Oppenheimer splitting atoms in secret New Mexico labs. At Berkshire Hathaway's 2024 annual meeting, Buffett said AI is like the bomb. He pointed to Albert Einstein's warning that the atomic bomb changed everything, except how men think. And Buffett believes AI will do the same. Change everything in the world except how men think and behave. And that Einstein line matters more than people realize, because it isn't a quote about technology. It's a quote about human nature. Einstein wasn't saying we created a bomb and now everything is ruined. He was saying something colder and way more frightening. Humans don't update their minds at the same speed that they update their tools. Humans continue to run on the same basic instincts: fear and pride, greed and revenge, panic when things get messy. So when you hand that same human brain something world-changing, whether it's the atomic bomb or artificial intelligence, that gap shows immediately. The machine gets more powerful. The mind behind it stays the same. That's what Buffett means when he compares AI to nuclear weapons. And it's not just the raw power, it's the reality that power always ends up in human hands. And humans don't suddenly become wiser just because the tools got smarter. And for an investor who builds wealth by betting on stability, that is terrifying. In a 2026 interview on CNBC, Buffett pushed this point further. We let a genie out of the bottle when we developed nuclear weapons. AI is somewhat similar. It's partway out of the bottle and it's not going back in. So what does Buffett mean when he says this? With nuclear weapons, the Genie escaped in 1945. At first, only the US had the bomb. Now 9 countries do. Even with treaties and inspectors, nobody's been able to fully contain it. But nukes come with limitations. You need massive facilities to enrich uranium. You need test sites. You need billions of dollars. And international inspectors can actually monitor the supply chains. AI has none of that. It is pure code. Lines of software that run on standard computers or cloud servers. You can't satellite spot a powerful program, and it can spread instantly. Copy a model, tweak it with minimal computing power, and suddenly it's everywhere. Nukes require plutonium. AI requires a power bill. You don't need to build a facility to unleash disaster anymore. You don't need missiles, launch codes, or a chain of command. You just need access. You need the right model, and you need one person willing to push it in the wrong direction. With nuclear weapons, the danger is what happens if someone uses one. With AI, the danger is that millions of people will use it every day for everything. Not because they're evil, but because it's convenient. Because it's cheaper. Because it gives them an edge. And that's the real Genie problem. Once something becomes an advantage, you can't put it back. If one company uses AI to move faster, the others have to copy it. If one country uses AI for espionage, rivals respond. If one criminal uses AI to scam people more efficiently, other criminals follow. It becomes the next step. And that's when optional becomes mandatory. Basic internet scams already cost billions. Imagine AI-powered ones fooling governments or markets. Buffett notes that while the bombs changed warfare, AI can change everything – work, society, even what people believe is true. And that is the main point. AI has the power to destroy, and this is what Buffett fears. His Great Depression upbringing makes him sensitive to total crashes. Back then, hidden Wall Street deals bred mistrust. Today, AI could forge videos or voices so perfectly that trust disappears. Imagine a deepfake Buffett on CNN announcing a Berkshire scandal. Stocks drop fast, billions vanish before fact-checkers catch up. And here is the real-life nightmare. It wouldn't even have to be Buffett. It could be a fake CEO announcing layoffs, a fake government official issuing an emergency order, a fake banker telling you that there's been fraud on your account, a fake audio clip leaked online that destroys a reputation in minutes. The problem isn't that AI can lie. People have always lied. The problem is AI can mass-produce lies, instantly, endlessly, and convincingly. And once that happens, the truth doesn't disappear, it just gets outpaced. Buffett's empire is built on trust. He has turned a failing textile mill into a giant company worth over $1 trillion, largely by buying cheap, reliable businesses and holding them for the long haul. But AI threatens that model. In his 2023 shareholder letter, Buffett warned about AI's potential for scams, pointing out that fraud already costs Americans around $10 billion a year. With deepfakes, that number could explode. Because once information stops being reliable, valuation gets shaky. How do you price a company or a stock if you can't trust what you're seeing? And Buffett's whole approach of buy companies cheap and hold forever gets harder when software can reshape an industry overnight. Look at the economic side effects. Buffett has always been hopeful on America long-term, betting on work and new ideas. But a 2025 McKinsey Global Institute report predicts AI could do up to 30% of U.S. work hours by 2030, affecting 60 million jobs. And it's not just blue-collar work. Legal assistants summarizing cases. AI does it faster. Analysts buried in spreadsheets. Algorithms can work through the data in seconds. This could ruin regions already hurting. Think Midwest Rust Belt cities where auto plants cut jobs, or Appalachian towns after coal. Buffett remembers the 1930s Dust Bowl, poor farming practices, and brutal winds that kicked topsoil into massive dust clouds. Around 2.5 million people were forced to move. And farms didn't fail because people were lazy, they failed because the entire system collapsed. AI has the potential to create a digital Dust Bowl, sucking jobs from small towns to big tech hubs in California. Wealth rises overall. AI boosts GDP by trillions, but most of it ends up in just a few hands. Profits flow to Silicon Valley, while towns in the heartland lose the kind of jobs that keep everything else alive. Buffett draws from philosophy to show the risks. Take the paperclip maker big idea for an example. An AI told to make paperclips works without stopping, turning the planet to factories and ignoring humans. In business, an AI making the profits might cut corners, hack rivals, or mess with markets without caring about what's right. But despite the warnings, Buffett isn't leaving tech. He still owns shares in Apple and Amazon, two companies whose devices, chips, and cloud infrastructure are basically the backbone of the AI boom. And he is not anti-progress either. Berkshire has been using AI in its insurance businesses to flag potential fraud and speed up mountains of paperwork. So why does Berkshire look like it is bracing for impact? Because that $382 billion cash pile is a giant tell. By late 2025, the company was sitting on more cash and government bonds than ever before. Not because Buffett forgot how to invest, but because he can't find the deals he trusts. To Buffett, that kind of everything is the future, prices don't matter energy is a warning sign. He doesn't think tech is useless, he just thinks tech is overpriced. And in Buffett speak, that usually means one thing. He is watching a bubble inflate, and he's waiting for it to pop. In a 2026 interview, Buffett basically warned that people are getting too excited about AI. And when investors get worked up, they don't just make small mistakes, they make massive money-burning ones. Because when Buffett gets nervous, he doesn't tweet about it, he moves money. So where is Buffett's cash going? Mostly in safe, short-term U.S. Treasury bills. As of early January 2026, Berkshire's war chest reportedly included about $305 billion in T-bills that mature in under a year, plus another $72 billion in cash just sitting right there ready to move. And this isn't dead money. Those T-bills are pumping out billions of dollars in interest every year, basically turning Berkshire's cash pile into a vault that pays rent. Buffett's always treated cash as dry powder, ready to use when chances appear during market trouble. He's betting big on the basic parts powering AI, without diving into the hype. As well as Amazon and Apple, Berkshire quietly added a multi-billion-dollar bet on Alphabet in late 2025. Overall, about 23% of Berkshire's stock portfolio is now tied to AI helpers like Apple, Amazon, and Alphabet. In an interview with CNBC in January 2026, Buffett doubled down on AI's growth, warning that even the smartest people don't know where it's going. Buffett's message still remains true: never buy what you don't understand. He is worried for the future, but hopeful that America will change, finding new ways through crises as it did after the Depression or the bomb. His cash pile is the ultimate safety net, putting Berkshire in place to grab bargains when panic hits. Buffett isn't betting AI disappears, he's betting the hype does. And when the frenzy finally breaks, he wants to be the guy holding the cash. Because in Buffett's world, panic is where fortunes are made, and AI could be the biggest panic event of them all. Now, go watch AI Just Tried to Murder a Human to Avoid Being Turned Off, or click on this video instead.